And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the I am. Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and gall, my soul hath them still in remembrance and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind, therefore I have hope. It is the I am's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. Yes. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The I am is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. The I am is good to them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the I am. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke of his youth. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he is borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in dust, so that there may be hope. He giveth his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is full of reproach. Excuse me. For the I am will not cast off forever. But though the I am cause grief, yet will the I ams have compassion according to the multitude of the I am's mercies. Lamentations chapter 18 through 32. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forevermore. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Mr. Clay. You're walking with Mr. Clay, yes. And we thank God. We're in the book of Job, chapter 29. Yes, chapter 29 of the book of Job. And we thank God for you, and you. And also we thank God for those of you who have been with us since the beginning, and those of you who have been with us here and there's about. And we thank God for those of you that are about to subscribe, as well as those of you that just subscribe, calling those things that are not as though they are. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Yes, we don't understand how the Satans infiltrate our minds. Yes, these things we know as far as how they exclaim the Ten Commandments go. They're already in us. We don't want nobody stealing. We don't want nobody cheating on us. We don't want nobody. But have you ever thought about how the I am gets a lot of us? Well, I'm going to just use this one phrase. Life is short. You got to have fun. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? That's a real good one. But what kind of fun is your mind telling you, or this advertisement telling you, or your friend or your associate telling you? And because it sounds so good, yeah. Life is short. You gotta have peace. Fun is one thing. After you regret it, you don't have any peace. But having peace, and that you've lived up to the things that you know that are true, right, and just, is worth a lifetime of living. Yes, it is. Yes, the book of Job, chapter 29. Yes, we're nearing the end. It's getting close. It's getting close, and we'll be to that good prophecy. Everybody loves the prophecy. Yeah, wow. Okay. He says, now, moreover, Job continued this parable and said, oh, that I were as in the months past, as in the days when God preserves me. In other words, the months past was when his children were alive, and God was preserving them, even Job, by causing him to prosper and to be content with what he has, and that his mind was steadily stayed on the I am, and that he even the thought of his offspring, his sons and daughters, would prompt him to go sacrifice and entreat the I am. Yes. He says, when his candle shined upon my head, when by his light I walked through darkness. As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of the I Am was upon my tabernacle, when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me. Okay, we get that. When I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out of oil. When I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street. The young men saw me and hid themselves, and the age arose and stood up. Why would they do this? The wisdom, the righteousness. The young men are full of foolishness. Yes, many of us were young men before, or if you're a woman, we were young women. But we were full of foolishness. And to see an old man that would tell you the right things to do, we would go hide. Yes. Oh, we don't want to hear. He always telling us to do this and do that. Yes, we would do this. Regardless of what country, we feared the old righteous man. Yes, we did. He said, the nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. And when the ear heard me, it blessed me. And when the eye saw me, it gave me witness. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that hath none to help him. Yes, Job did this. This is why he was an upright man, because Job was not a selfish man at all. Job did not do this for the admiration of other folks or to him to be admonished in their sight, but he did it because his heart was there to do it. And this is what obeying the laws will do. It will give you a heart to want to do it. Not an heart just because somebody see me or seek honor among those who I associate with, that they might praise me. No. That's the wrong way. You need to go and get that right before the Most High and begin to just douse yourself in the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High. That you might do these things not because people see you, but because you want to before the Most High. Yes. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. When she saw him coming, she knew that this man cometh for no thing but good. Yeah, there was war, there was all kind of conflicts, thievery and everything. There were many widows, even as today. You got countries in Africa and South America. You got countries here in the United States that are about to be widows. And you're going to have to really pay attention. You got women that have children, they have husbands, they're in the military and all these things. And I even can say some good police officers, yes. Some are about to be widows. And it's good to just stretch your hand out and be good to them. Not just one time, but to try to be there for them anytime they have a need until they find another husband or another husband finds them. Yes, we need this. He says that he says, when he hear me, then it blessed me. When the eye saw me, it gave witness to me, because I delivered the poor that cried and the fatherless, and him that had none to help. Verse 13. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's hearts to sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was a robe and a diadem. Yes. People just, here's Job. Job can help you. He'll be part of you. And this is how God prospers many of us. Especially those of us that would help. God would bless us with monies and houses and land and sustenance so that we might be able to share it, to give it to those that are in true need. Because there are many deceivers in this world that are lazy. Alcoholics and drug addicts that need help more than they need a handout. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not I searched out. I break the jaws of the wicked, and pluck the spoil out of his teeth. Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. Yes, Job was not just a weak man. He was one that you come against these children, I'm coming against you. You come against this woman, this man is weak. You see this old man or this young boy that's retarded, and here you is playing. Oh, we got a long ways to go. Some of you parents are so in tune with the schools. You know who are the bullies. You know who the ones that are causing all this stuff. And you know the families that also cause the unaliving of many. They call mass unalivings. Yes. And you will not open your mouth. Oh, it's none of my business until it happens. It is your business. It's your righteousness before the Most High. It says, then I shall say, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch. My glory was fresh in me, and my bowl was renewed in my hand. In other words, I had strength, y'all. Unto me men gave ear and waited and kept silence at my counsel. Because I did that was, I not only talked the talk, I walked the walk, as many of us would say. In other words, they knew I was one that set the example of what I said. He says, now, and my bow was renewed in my hand. Verse 22, afterwards my words they spake not again, and my speech dropped upon them. And they waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the latter rain. If I laughed on them, they believed it not, and the light of my countenance they cast not down. I chose out of their way, and sat chief, and dwelt as a king in the army, as one that comforteth mourners. The world is constantly at war. It's constantly at war. It's one thing if a people we were fighting for our countries, for those who would invade. It's another thing if we would invade a country and use excuses and lies to tell of our greed and our jealousies and our, should I say, bigotry. Yes, it's one thing if the human race was to go and try to protect against annihilation from another planet or another foe. But we all here on this one globe are human. People that have needs. People that have troubles not even inflicted by man. Birth defects and all manner of things. But yet we have those who would cause sickness and diseases just because of hatred and jealousies and bigotries and pride and jealousies, all manner of things. This is what many countries would annihilate. Now, for a country to say, I am defending, but go attack another country, that is not good. And nothing ever happens. But yet we gaslight. If you hear a lot of these countries, they gaslight. The ones that are bullying other countries, they gaslight. The gaslighting. And we try to push and shove the gaslighting, but then if we get out of line, they're going to use another type of gaslight to show that we're ignorant. We don't know what we're talking about. This is how this thing goes. But the fact is, Job said, I chose their way and set chief. Why? Because he did that which was right, respecting the lives that the Most High have caused to multiply upon the earth. Those that were in his circle, those that he could with what he had. And if we do those things that are right before the Most High, we will have